coming to you from the couch, overstuffed and watching the Cowboys lose by 25 yet again. Today, we're talking all things Thanksgiving. We're going to draft the perfect Thanksgiving meal and include some extremely weird food choices by Clayton. We're going to debate the question, is football a mandatory part of Thanksgiving? And finally, we'll give you our tips on navigating those pesky and inevitable hard family conversations in a way where you don't have to give up your position, but everyone can still leave in peace. Grab a plate and sit down, because this is an all-in family. And in this family, everybody eats. Bada bing, bada boom. Bing, bada bing, bada bing, bada boom. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, so today, boys, we're all in on a delicious meal.
You know what's the funniest part of this episode?
What?
Is that you're leading the episode and you are a self-described zero knowledge of Thanksgiving guy. You literally told us.
I don't know ball when it comes to Thanksgiving.
Before filming this episode, I don't know if I've ever had Thanksgiving at my own parents' house before.
No, I do know I haven't.
But you just haven't had it in a while.
No, I do know that I have not had it at my parents' house.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
Thanksgiving with your parents.
So I think we've gone over this on the show that I grew up in a different country, in Mexico. And naturally, my family didn't grow up in celebrating Thanksgiving, which is really funny because people are always shocked by the fact that my family didn't celebrate Thanksgiving. And so I'll be like, oh, yeah, actually, like people will be like, oh, what are you doing for break? I'm like, oh, nothing. My family didn't celebrate Thanksgiving growing up. I'm like, really? I'm like, yeah, I grew up in a different country. Like, you guys didn't celebrate Thanksgiving? I'm like, no. And they're like, well, what did y'all do? I was like, it's just another week. And like, that's so odd. I'm like, can you remind me real quick? What's Thanksgiving about again?
I just thought
it's an American thing.
It was a Western world celebration. Coming to the Western Hemisphere, right?
That's such an American take. It's such an American
Which is,
take.
yeah, it is a funny American take.
Assumes America just encapsulate the entire Western part of the world.
I know. But I'm also like, hey, remember the time that like we all say that America is just the U.S., but now you're trying to say America is both the continents?
What?
People are like, well, this is like an American holiday. Like, why aren't you celebrating it?
North America, Central America, South America.
Okay, here's a fun question. Is Central America a real continent?
No,
right?
No.
Well, is it?
It's part of North America.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I think it's like
Do they split it in half?
No,
I think it's
don't
both.
call it a continent. It's just a zone.
But
no, I agree because people will say like, oh, Mexico's in Central America. And I was like, well, is that just like a...
People say that?
Yeah.
No.
But it's like Central America is not a continent.
What is
I don't
Central
think anyone's
America
saying it is.
Is Central America part of North America or South America?
I don't know.
When it comes to
Nobody
continent,
says Central America is a continent.
Well, that was my question. Because I feel like I've been approached with people talking like they think
you
Central
didn't
America's
celebrate
a continent.
Thanksgiving? You didn't grow up on a continent? What's wrong with you?
It's a really easy segue to go from... No, okay. But back to Thanksgiving. So my family didn't grow up... I didn't grow up celebrating Thanksgiving. We moved to the States, and around Thanksgiving time, we had a school break.
I gotta feel like that's a lot of pressure for your parents. Like
To celebrate
you
Thanksgiving?
moved to the U.S. for the first time, and that first Thanksgiving, you're like, oh my gosh, we gotta do this.
No, not really.
No.
It was just like, oh, fun, like a free week.
Did they do turkey?
So initially, I think that first year we didn't do anything. Like I think my brother and I just stayed home and watched Smallville. Yep. And like my parents went to work, We had seasons 1 through 5 on DVD. It was great. It was like just a nice week without school. I eventually got to the point where I was like, okay, like we had all these other friends that were also from different countries that didn't celebrate it. And so we would all just get together.
A little like an anti-Thanksgiving party.
We were the opposite of thankful that day.
I hate everything.
But it was funny because we used to like get together and it was like we'd have turkey and stuff like that. But it would be at like 8 p.m. Because, it's like same as like Christmas is celebrated Christmas Eve in Mexico. Or at least my family did.
What's the
It was like a nighttime
appropriate
thing.
time to eat your Thanksgiving meal?
Well, that was the thing. Like
'Cause it's not
blew
8
me
p.m.
away. Because eventually, once I got to high school and college, I would either go to a girlfriend's house, a friend's house, and now my wife's family's house. And the first thing that blew me away was like, why do all Americans eat dinner at 6 p.m. during the year, but one day a year it's at 2 p.m.
That's a great point.
I don't know.
Thanksgiving, Christmas.
Christmas too. Yeah.
Christmas Day, not Christmas
Not
Eve.
Christmas Eve.
Well, it's kind of a horrible time because you don't want to eat lunch because you want to be starving so that you have the biggest plate at the cousin's table.
Yeah.
But then you eat it too. And so you're like, do I eat dinner? Do I not? You end up just eating turkey between 2 rolls that are left over.
Yeah.
And you're still kind of hungry, but you don't want to go fully back because it wasn't that good the first time. Like, I'm going to say it right now, we're going to dive into foods. I think Thanksgiving food is severely overrated. Severely overrated.
In what way?
If I said to you, hey, we're going out to dinner tonight. I'll take you to this great restaurant, top of the line, Michelin star, and they served you a Thanksgiving plate, you would be...
I'd be licking my fingers.
peeved.
I don't want turkey at any other time of the year.
No,
but,
yeah,
but
it wouldn't
you,
make
you
sense.
look forward to it for some reason
Hey,
on
Christmas.
Thanksgiving.
I'll take turkey on Christmas. I'm not a big ham guy.
You're not a ham guy?
No.
When you guys do Thanksgiving in Louisiana, what's the food? Is it classic or do they have some more, kind of cultural Cajun options?
They have options, They like to give us different options. But I think let's save that for when we do our food draft.
Oh, I would love that.
Because I got some good food that I don't want to reveal yet because I don't want you guys to draft it before me.
Fair enough.
All right.
Playing close to the chest.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think one thing I've also come to the conclusion is that for me at least, Thanksgiving is either the best holiday of the year or the worst holiday of the year. And there is no in between.
Say more.
Yeah, I'm curious.
I have had plenty, by plenty I mean like 4 Thanksgiving experiences where, we show up to this house that is really warm. It's usually owned and lived in by an elderly person.
Totally.
Keeps the temperature a little too hot.
A little too hot and way too small.
There's like maybe 2 couches that seat up to 5 people total. And there's maybe like 20 to 30 people there at minimum. And so you're having to sit in like this plastic chair. And we're showing up in the morning. A couple of years we've shown up at 9. Other years closer to noon. But it's still in the AM.
And it's an all day experience.
And we're there till 10 p.m.
You leave at 4 p.m. People are like, dude, what's
and
wrong
we
with you?
did nothing. Now I get that that's part of it, but I just sat in a plastic chair that's uncomfortable, talking to no one because everyone's either locked in on football or scrolling on their phones.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so true.
And I'd rather go do anything else.
It's so true.
Well, it's just such an interesting holiday because everyone celebrates Thanksgiving, but nobody really thinks about it. It's like Christmas. You're celebrating Christmas,
right?
Easter, celebrating Easter. You know what you're celebrating.
And at the celebration, there's things to do.
Yes. Yeah, you go to mass. There's an Easter egg hunt. There's opening Christmas presents. But for Thanksgiving, I personally have never thought about Christopher Columbus sailing the ocean blue. I guess I just need to grow in the virtue of patriotism, a little bit. But I feel like it's like you get together with family, you eat a turkey, and you watch the Cowboys. And
that's it.
The whole family needs to get together for that and sit around all day.
And it's just like I again when it's what I just described, I just don't care for that.
Fair enough.
But now in my ideal world, Thanksgiving is now I don't know if this is just from watching American movies, but I want to be playing a football game outside on the lawn.
100%.
Like that sounds awesome. But just also like getting outside, like moving and not feeling awful at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. I think that's part of the problem is you eat 3,000 calories at 2 p.m. And especially when you're hungry and you overeat like that, you feel horrible.
You feel awful.
Well, turkey, my mom taught me this. She's a dietitian, nutritionist. It's the food with one of the highest levels of tryptophan.
Tryptophan.
I think that's what it is.
Tryptophan.
Yeah, it's a molecule in turkey. It makes you tired.
Molecule.
It makes you tired. So, you know, I mean, everyone talks about eating the big Thanksgiving meal and then you're super tired afterwards. Tryptophan. That's fun. Anyways, proceed.
This sounds like something that you got from an article that
I got it from my
turkeys
mom.
wrote
I got it
about
from my mom.
them not wanting to be eaten. So anyway, I don't know if it doesn't have to be football, although that would be fun. You know, grew up playing football. I'd love to get back out there under the lights, you know, the Thursday night JV lights.
Yeah.
But it's just like, doing something active.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if I'm ready to commit to being a turkey trot family. But just something active, I think, would make the holiday loads better for me.
Yeah.
What do y'all think? What are y'all's favorite or perfect Thanksgivings like?
So I would love to be a turkey trot family. I've been trying to convince my wife for years, and so far the turkey trot has been, why don't you go do that? And I'll just stay home. And so it turns into just me trotting, which is not nearly as fun. But I have this image of like everyone's dressed up as a turkey. We go and run a 5K together. We come home, we watch the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, which was a staple of my childhood. Did y'all watch that growing up?
My wife's family is a big Macy's Thanksgiving Parade.
I love it.
Family.
It's like 2-3 hours. It's kind of one of those shows that you turn on and you're not really watching it, but it's kind of the nostalgia as you're prepping the food.
It's in the background.
And then go to grandma's house. When you were describing the house that you had Thanksgiving at, nailed it.
Yeah.
Like some old school paneling everywhere. A kitchen table that, you know, sit 6, but we have 15 people around it. There's also alcohol is an interesting bit with Thanksgiving because you don't really want to drink at 2 p.m., but that's when you're having lunch.
I do. I want to have a beer at 2 p.m. With Thanksgiving? Are you kidding me?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like you need to have a glass of red wine. I love actually a good
red wine.
Thanksgiving old fashioned. So you do a maple syrup.
Comes from a fancy Thanksgiving family.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. You do maple syrup instead of the simple syrup, and it kind of gives it a little mapley taste to it.
Turkey in there.
A little Thanksgiving kick.
Yeah, just a little turkey.
So you do maple syrup instead of simple syrup, and then turkey instead of a cherry. And it really ties it together.
Cranberries.
Yeah, it really brings it together. And then we do the Cowboys game, where half the uncles fall asleep after roasting Jerry Jones for the first 15 minutes. It's like roast Jerry Jones, take a nap. Then at halftime, we would do the turkey bowl. So turkey bowl, for those who celebrate, is when you gather a group of men, maybe some ladies as well. Good family environment. Get the neighbors and you run a game of 7-on-7. And it was so fun because the uncles always thought they could play. And multiple times there was significant injuries on the field at Thanksgiving.
Because the first time they're moving like
they
that.
haven't
in a long
moved
time.
like that since last year's Turkey Bowl. We had one example. My uncle Victor pulled his hamstring so bad that he had to be carried off the field.
They put him
That's
right back on his
amazing.
recliner and he watched the second half of the Cowboys.
Yeah, he looked the exact same that he did before the Turkey Bowl.
So we grew up a turkey trot family. I
knew I liked you.
We have one younger sister, and I think we even made a transition from the 5K turkey trot to the 10K turkey trot.
Whoa.
As we got older.
Elevated.
That's huge.
And so that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. We probably did it most of the years that I was growing up, and then we also did probably like between the ages of 7 and 12 or 13. We went to the Cowboys game on Thanksgiving Day.
No way.
Me and my dad and my uncle and my cousin all went to the Cowboys game.
How did you like that?
It's a lot. I mean, it makes your whole Thanksgiving Day kind of revolve around those two things. So
That takes up your whole day, right?
It takes up your whole day. The turkey trot in the morning and then the football game in the afternoon.
When do you eat in between on the drive there?
Well, to go Thanksgiving plates?
Yeah, well, I mean, oftentimes, we'd eat like at noon, and then drive over to the game.
What are the concessions? Normal?
I don't remember. It's been a long time.
That'd be an opportunity right there.
They just have Thanksgiving plates, yeah.
Nope.
But I was gonna say, I think it's impressive that you do the turkey bowl at halftime.
Oh, it hurts.
Which I don't know why. There's got to be a better way to do that.
It hurts because the food isn't fully down the hatch yet.
I feel like you got to do the game before you eat.
Well, that would make sense.
And that's what I was gonna say.
But now you're sweaty at the table.
No. You've got it wrong.
There's already not enough people. I'm already sweaty because it's so high.
You're sweaty at this table.
There's not enough seats at the table, and everyone's shoulder to shoulder.
So with my wife's family in San Antonio, we do last couple of years we've done a turkey bowl in the mornings. So like 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. So instead of doing turkey trot, super early, we get the cousins together. We get all of the family friends together and like all the kids together, and we go out to the middle school football field and have a football game for like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
That's
full on
fun.
cleats,
shower,
everything. Everyone's ready to go.
Come back,
you
shower.
Home, you shower, you finish cooking, you eat, the midday, lunch, dinner, whatever you want to call it. You turn on the football game. Ideally, I'm falling asleep in the first half.
Yes.
I'm waking up at halftime to make a second plate, but that plate is turkey sandwiches rather than the dinner itself. And then I watch the second half. That's ideal.
I think that the Thanksgiving nap during the game, I would argue, is potentially the second greatest man nap possible. The only thing I would put over that is a Sunday afternoon golf nap. PGA Tour's on 2 p.m.
For sure.
After Mass.
That is a wonderful.
The Thanksgiving, I could go 1 or 2, but that is a powerful experience.
What, to y'all, what's more iconic for Thanksgiving? Football or the Macy's Thanksgiving Parade?
Football.
Are you serious?
You were just talking about how you were a huge Macy's Thanksgiving Parade family.
Well, you didn't hear my answer.
And that you would sleep through one of them and not through the other.
You didn't hear my answer. There is something about the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. I would argue it's liturgical.
Okay, I didn't realize you were going this way.
Because at the end of the Thanksgiving Day Parade, guess who comes down the aisle?
The aisle.
Santa Claus. And that's how it ends every
kicks off
single
Christmas.
year. It kicks off Advent. And so all of a sudden we've taken a secular holiday and we've turned it into a Christian experience. And that's what the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade does for me.
Wow. So you would say that's more important than football?
Absolutely. You ever seen Oprah on ABC announcing the game? No. You ever seen the President of the United States at the Cowboys game? No. You ever seen the mayor of New York, Mr. Adams? You ever seen him at the football game? No, he's there at Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. It's a tradition.
See clips of random songs from musicals at the NFL game? No.
100%.
That's a Thanksgiving.
It's a tradition unlike any other.
Yeah.
I'll take it. I mean, I, again, didn't grow up with this, but my wife loves the parade. And so
It's my people.
every year,
I love
it's
your
like,
wife.
it's just on.
I love your wife.
Yeah, she's wonderful. And so, like, I'll watch that, but then it comes to the games. And now they have more games, right? It's not just the Cowboys.
So there's Detroit Lions, which has always struck me as odd because no one's like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to watch the Detroit Lions. Now, recently, Dan Campbell, Texas A&M grad, has turned them around. But for a while, they were the doormat. And everyone was like, oh,
Well, how many
great, we
years
gotta
in a
watch
row
the
did the Cowboys beat them? Like, it was a long streak.
They would always play each other, right?
Well, no.
Or
The Lions play the 11 a.m. slot Mountain Time, noon Central Time.
Oh, I thought we
Cowboys play the 3:15 slot. Both games, Detroit, always in Dallas. And then that night slot now
That's a new
is
thing.
an open slot. Amazon Prime has that game, Thursday Night Football. But then there's also the Egg Bowl, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, which is played every single
See,
Thanksgiving.
that's what I'm on.
And it used to be A&M TU on Thanksgiving night, but now they've moved that to the Friday after Thanksgiving,
Right.
which as a
Well, I
celebrant...
think it's on Saturday now.
Is it on Saturday night this
No,
year?
it's on Friday night this
Oh,
year.
is it?
Yeah.
They're
And
moving
actually,
back.
it was on
I
Friday.
prefer that.
It was on Friday for our whole childhood, up until 2007.
And then they moved it to
And
Thanksgiving?
then they moved it to Thanksgiving. Yeah.
I think the Friday after,
Yeah.
like the Thanksgiving hangover, is amazing. It's all day football.
Like the food hangover.
Yeah.
Food hangover, but then there's like, you're like, oh my gosh, Thanksgiving was Thursday. I still have 3 more days. And then it's football all
It
day
is
Friday.
nice that it's on
football
a
all day
Thursday.
Saturday.
Yeah.
It's football all day Sunday, and then boom, 3 weeks.
Because don't get me
it's
started
Christmas.
on when Christmas Day lands on a Monday.
Oh, going back to work on a Wednesday.
Like, I just,
Brutal.
I do appreciate, I'll mad respect towards Thanksgiving that they chose Thursdays. And
Shout
we
out.
stuck with it, shout out.
Columbus, you are a dog.
Yeah. Thank you
we
for
appreciate
for
you.
the Thursdays. Yeah.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for not landing on a Wednesday, Okay, so now there's 3 games. on Thanksgiving, right? Because I don't know if I agree with y'all that I'd much rather be watching college football than the NFL.
You agree with me?
With
Not
you,
John
sure.
Michael, Macy's Day guy.
Oh well, I'll take Macy's.
Let's just
over
do
the NFL.
3 Macy's Thanksgiving Day parades on rerun.
Yeah, you got the 11 a.m. slot, the 3 p.m. slot, the night game, the night parade.
The night parade over in California. Okay, but I'd love to know why do you guys think the meal is so early?
I think it's because we don't know what to do at the celebration besides eat. Like, do you guys feel that when you get there, that small talk hour to an hour and a half is one of the most uncomfortable hours to an hour and a half. You see your cousin that you've seen twice a year and you're catching up, but you don't really know what to ask about. Oh, how's, you still working? Still working? Yeah, I'm working.
Yeah.
You? Yeah, working.
Working hard
Working.
or hardly working?
How are the kids? You guys got another yet? That's always, every time. It's like, oh, you pregnant again? Oh, yeah, wonderful, great. I don't know how you guys do it. And then that's the whole conversation. And it's great. I'll see you at the dinner table in an hour. And we're going to walk by each other. We're going to nod, but we're not going to re-engage in conversation for the next hour and a half.
Honestly, all of my family celebrations are like that. When you get the whole family together, I mean, Christmas, Easter, honestly, we probably do more like a brunch lunch than like an afternoon early dinner.
See, we do Easter late lunch too. Yeah, 2 p.m.
So I mean, that's what we do for Christmas and Thanksgiving. So Christmas, this is interesting. Thanksgiving's more at like 2 p.m. Like you were saying, it's more of like a late lunch. Mm-hmm. Christmas is more of an early dinner.
4 p.m.
Why that is?
4 p.m.
I'm not really sure. It's tradition.
I think it's Columbus landed on Thursdays at 2 p.m. And so, that's just like the time that's reserved.
Yeah. Again,
for
liturgical.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, for sure.
That's great. Well, awesome. Thank you guys for tuning in. We will be right back to draft our Thanksgiving plate.
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is John Michael Lucido, and I am the main host of the All In podcast brought to you by Focus. And I just want to take a second to personally invite you to join us at Seek 26. Seek 26, January the 1st through January 5th. We are going to be in 3 locations. That's how big Seek has gotten. I'm going to be the main stage MC hosting our conference in Columbus, Ohio. Our other main host of the podcast, Jose and Clayton, will be down in Fort Worth, Texas, and then we'll have our 3rd location in Denver, Colorado. January the 1st through January 5th. You are not going to want to miss this. The link to register is in the description. Can't wait to see you guys. Let's go all in on Seek 26.
All right, football might be mandatory, might not be mandatory for Thanksgiving. But you know what is mandatory? Sweet potato casserole. No, turkey. So let's do it, fellas. We're going to have a snake draft. 3 rounds. I'll start. We'll go to my right clockwise. Big shout out for our big clock fans. We'll be going clockwise. Is that clockwise?
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
No, that's not clockwise.
Let's go clockwise, right?
This way is clockwise. We want to go counterclockwise.
I apologize to our big clock fans. All right, so obviously we all have turkey on our plate. I think that's assumed. So we're just going to have a list of other options in front of us, and we'll just go around and draft.
Love it.
I've been preparing for this for weeks.
Okay. So with the first overall pick in the all-in Thanksgiving draft, next to my turkey, give me some mashed potatoes.
Absolutely.
Give me mashed
That's
potatoes.
a great
Yeah.
choice.
Thank you.
I'm with you.
He's 5-star. Yeah, I love that choice.
He's been putting in a lot of work
Gravy?
in the off season. It depends on the turkey, actually. I think if it's like heavy fried turkey, I might go a little light on the gravy or no gravy.
It's good. I like
And it
it.
depends on how much butter
I think
there
that's
is on the mashed
a
potatoes. Right?
strong first pick.
I've been to
That's
a
a
couple
strong
Thanksgivings
first
where
pick.
it's like a tray of mashed potatoes, and there are pools of butter spread throughout the mashed potatoes. I'm not putting gravy on that.
You said I'm
using the
dive in.
butter as a gravy itself.
That
You know,
is awesome. Great
But,
pick.
Yeah,
That's strong.
thank you, Clayton.
Second pick in the draft. Hear me out on this one. Cranberry sauce, straight out of the can.
What?
Cranberry sauce,
That is the worst possible
kidding.
draft pick of a Thanksgiving plate ever.
Here's the thing. When the day after Thanksgiving, you make yourself a turkey sandwich. What do you put on the turkey sandwich?
Mustard.
Cranberry sauce out of
Mayo.
the can is a 5-tool prospect, and here's why. When it comes out of the can and lands on the plate and it kind of jiggles there a little bit, it has
Something more beautiful.
it has all of the
gets me going.
lines from the can still on it, which allows you to perfectly, you know where to slice it and share it with your family members. And that's the thing, is that there's just all of these kind of like slices of the cranberry sauce on there. But here's what I'm saying. This is why it's a 5-tool prospect, is because the day after
5-star?
5-tool, 5-star. Yeah, 5-tool meaning he's a versatile player, that has a lot of capabilities. And what I mean is that the second day,
This is an awful take.
This is the worst plate of Thanksgiving
I think
food.
my favorite part about Thanksgiving is the turkey sandwich the next day, or the turkey sandwich that evening after you already had turkey for lunch, like the 7 p.m. turkey sandwich. And what you do is you take some bread, you put some turkey on there with some mayonnaise and a slice of cranberry sauce.
That's gross.
And you don't even have to spread it. You just have it on it there.
disgusting.
And that's what we ate for like 4 days after Thanksgiving.
Wouldn't you take bread as the second overall pick in that situation?
You rather have turkey with cranberry. Like if you have
No,
to
I'm
give
saying
one
is
up,
that at
you rather have
the
a
meal
cranberry
itself,
sauce.
when I'm using the cranberry sauce, I'm slicing it and I'm putting it on top of my turkey. I don't put it on my dinner roll with my butter. That's like an entirely separate thing. But the next day, I'm able to take the cranberry sauce and use it in an entirely different way that still completes the meal.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know if in my limited experience, I don't know if I've ever gotten cranberry sauce at Thanksgiving.
I'll have to get you some.
Let's just go ahead and
What can? Is it a can per person? No, you share it.
No, I'm saying, yeah.
My
you
favorite
take
thing
the
about
can
this
out,
pick is that your first defense for the pick was that
Leftovers.
it's best after Thanksgiving.
No.
that's the sign of a bad pick. That's the sign of a bad
That's not
pick.
what I was saying at all. What I'm saying is that the cranberry sauce is like, obviously the turkey is the star player.
Yeah.
The cranberry sauce is the consistent sixth man of the year.
Yeah, Tim Duncan.
Exactly.
Cranberry sauce is the Tim Duncan of the plate.
The turkey
Tim
wouldn't have been
Duncan
as good if it
known-
wasn't surrounded by cranberry sauce.
You know,
In
Tim
the same
Duncan
way that
would be
Tim
the
Duncan-
plate of the Thanksgiving meal. You can't have a meal without a plate.
Can we get Clayton's mic muted for the rest of the show because of that pick?
This cranberry sauce is crazy. All right, John Michael.
I'm going to go ahead and jump to what I consider the highlight of the Thanksgiving meal. We're going to put it on the plate early because it's that good. I've traded up for this pick. I will be taking a hot, fresh out of the oven with sugar sprinkled on top, apple pie.
Ooh.
Extra points, salary bonus, vanilla ice cream on top.
But you're having that on your plate with the main meal?
It's like you have your main course and you do have the apple pie, but you don't want to mix it with the rest of the stuff, so it needs its own plate.
But it's going to get cold if it's
but
just sitting there.
Here is my legitimate question though, is that you chose apple pie, but I would argue that pecan pie and pumpkin pie are the more Thanksgiving.
I'll take pumpkin pie. Yeah.
pies.
Over apple
Yeah. No, not in general, but at Thanksgiving.
at Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
I despise pumpkin pie.
What about pecan?
Pecan.
Jose, keep us moving.
All
Fourth
right.
pick.
Well, hey, it's a snake draft, so that means you get to go.
Oh, I
again.
get to go again. Great. Also, there's fruit salad on our list. Please, nobody pick that. Clayton probably will the next time. I'm going to go.
All right, so next to your pie.
I'm going to go next with some green beans. I would like them sautéed in olive oil, and I would like some sliced chopped onions on there for flavor. Because
Any bacon bits?
I'm not a big bacon bit guy when it comes to the green beans. I want some green on my plate. We're at turkey. We're at apple pie. No cranberry sauce green beans. To you, Clayton.
Hear me out on this one.
Oh, gosh.
Deviled eggs.
This is disgusting. This is the worst meal of all time.
I'm not sitting next to you watching the game.
What
with the
it
gas that
takes
you're
to
gonna
devil
have.
an egg, I don't really know. And what it is, I'm not really sure. But what I do know is that Reagan's grandma makes these deviled eggs and brings them over to the house. Probably like 60 to 80 of them, and they're gone before the dinner even starts. And it's like,
Clayton's ate 30 of them.
well, that's the thing, is everybody's starving, and you can't eat any of the food that is going to be on your actual plate. The deviled egg has been a classic staple in my wife's household, and you fill yourself with like 9 deviled eggs. No one knows what's in it.
Which is only 4.5 eggs, right? Because
That's true. They're cut in half.
So that's a little life hack.
Yeah. Exactly. High protein.
Yeah.
So
That is horrible.
I hate your plate so much. So for me, I'm gonna go with. Now this is a spin-off of a normal plate thing, food, but it's quickly risen up my rankings. It's Cajun rice dressing. It's the same thing as dressing.
you can't just name foods. You can't. This isn't like. Is that a Thanksgiving food?
Yeah, it's like dressing. You ever had dressing, stuffing? It's the same thing. You ever had stuffing at Thanksgiving?
Keep going. Keep going.
But I don't know what the difference is between normal stuffing / dressing
Yeah, you
and
don't have a
What
lot
is
of
rice
Cajun
dressing.
rice dressing.
Yeah, just rice dressing, right? We don't say in
that-
Cajun language, we say Cajun rice dressing. It's just rice dressing.
Is that? Are you saying? Is it like a sauce?
Have you ever had stuffing?
Stuffing.
Yeah.
So when you're
Dressing-
Another word
dressing
for that
and
is
stuffing-
dressing.
Dressing and stuffing are used interchangeably
Yeah,
at the
in the South.
Thanksgiving. At the Thanksgiving table.
Wow,
And
never heard that.
rice dressing, I don't know the difference. I know it has rice in it, and I just know I really like it as it gets
Spicy.
down my throat.
Spicy.
I add some hot sauce to it,
Yeah.
but it's great.
Wow.
All right. Lastly, I'm gonna go a twofer here. So just hear me out. This I just need to throw this in there. It's not in this scenario. I wouldn't have it next to turkey, but what's quickly become my favorite thing to eat at Thanksgiving, in my wife's Louisiana family, is gumbo. Gumbo, when it's cold outside on Thanksgiving Day, is one of the most delicious things. And I would normally have it out there, but because I have turkey and mashed potatoes, I don't want gumbo.
You're
I
leaving
want
it on the sidelines.
cornbread with no pieces of corn in it.
That's
Nothing grinds my gears more
Yes,
than
yes.
picking up some cornbread and there being little pieces of corn sprinkled in throughout.
100%.
So you're saying not like the homemade cornbread, like straight out of the box.
No, hey, if you want to make it at home, go ahead. Go
Just
right
don't
ahead.
put
I will not
actual
stop
corn
you.
in
I
it.
will love it. Just don't give me a little piece of corn inside.
Yeah.
You know, if
a
I
texture thing.
if I want that, hey, I'll go grab some corn nuts at the gas station. You know.
That's fair.
All right, Clayton.
Dinner rolls.
Gotta have some
that-
carbs
I think
on
That
the
is
We're-
your
we're-
only good
that's
Here's
the
the
pick.
thing.
first
Where we're
good
at in the
thing out
draft
of your
right
mouth.
now, I'm like, that's you gotta take dinner roll. You know. So I mean, everybody loves them outside of Thanksgiving dinner, but when it's Thanksgiving, you just feel like you
I
have
would
the
argue-
right of way to have 8 of them. Slab them up with butter. You know.
So you put the deviled eggs inside of your dinner rolls?
No, I'm telling you, the deviled eggs are what you're having pre-meal. Everybody's expecting them. Everybody loves them. My brother-in-law eats 25 of them, so you got to get them before he gets there. If you're listening to this,
This is
you know
an
who you
awful
are.
plate.
And then the dinner roll is just, it's not a complete plate without it. You know, I would say, and here's the thing, is that some of y'all's picks, I would say that you could have a complete Thanksgiving plate without some of the things that you've said. And I would make an argument, besides, I'm gonna set deviled eggs aside here for a second. You can make an argument that you do not have a complete Thanksgiving plate without cranberry sauce and without the dinner roll. So I don't think that my takes are as hot as yours are, because you could still have a complete plate without any of the picks that you guys have made so far. I rest my case.
This is an awful case, but I'll let it rest. John Michael, bring us home.
I'm going to take us home with the sweet potato casserole. It must have the melted marshmallows on top, a little brown sugar, a little sprinkle on top. Delicious.
A little summon. I've never been a big marshmallow on my sweet potato casserole type of guy.
Delicious.
All right. Well, I think it's pretty clear who amongst us has the worst plate. Looking at you, Clayton.
No doubt about it.
The most American staple plate.
Cranberry sauce and deviled eggs. Deviled eggs.
Christopher Columbus was a known deviled egg guy. All right, but now let's get to the heart of our discussion about Thanksgiving, which is weird conversations with a family member. You show up to Thanksgiving, right? You're making some small talk because you were demonstrating for us earlier, like, hey, do you still work? And then next thing you know, they bring up politics or religion.
Yep.
How do we approach this? How do we handle this?
I think my first practical tip is always be the first one to initiate conversation at the table. If you sit back at the table, so you're in a situation, 5, 6, 7, 8 people at the table, maybe touching thighs with grandma. It's tight. It's kind of quiet
it's
when
sticky
you
when
first.
you move your leg.
Yeah, it's a little quiet when everyone first sits down, and then someone's going to be the one to ask the first question.
Yeah.
And it's typically like, oh yeah, food's great, thanks. Aunt Lisa, delicious. Your deviled eggs are horrible. But then to jump to the first beat and just ask a good open-ended question. Right?
Like,
oh, hey, what
are we thankful for?
What are we thankful for? What was the biggest highlight of the last couple months since we were together? If you can kind of dictate the level of conversation, I tend to find that works better.
So you're saying the best defense is a good offense here?
Well said. I was in a situation at Easter last year. I made this mistake going on the defense. I was sitting down, I don't know about you guys, but my family always treats me as like the religious guy. They're always like, hey, we need, John Michael, you want to pray for us? Mm-hmm. I'm always the one who has to bless the food.
I'm with you on that. Yeah.
And I never understand why.
Sometimes I still get asked if I'm going to be a priest. Yeah. I have a wife and kid.
But I played defense, and someone opened up the conversation on the healthcare system and the cost of insurance. Anytime you hear that, where's that going to lead? It's going to lead to government.
Politics, yeah.
It's going to lead to politics. And so it was like I was trying not to step on a landmine, but also participate in the conversation because I was on defense and not on offense.
All right. Let's say, I like that strategy. But let's say, you start out on defense. You're a little slow to get the ball moving on offense. And someone does bring it up. Clayton, what are you doing?
When someone brings up politics
or
faith,
which
money,
we're not saying these are bad conversations to have. Just I don't want to have these at Thanksgiving.
Yeah, no. Well, I think anytime you get, you're a large family in a room together, you got your whole extended family there. People are going to have different opinions, and you don't want the center of the conversation to be around some, I don't know, like abstract idea, or just an idea. What you want the conversation to be centered around is family. And so honestly, the question that you shared earlier, what are you thankful for? What are you grateful for? That could take up, depending on the size of your family, that could take up the whole dinner. And it gives everybody a time to speak. Everybody's got to listen.
So are you guys excited by that question? Because I always kind of rolled my eyes.
Kind of cringy.
People, yeah.
Yeah.
But I understand as a defensive mechanism to, get people talking about something else. Not a bad play to.
Well, that's what I mean is that, when you get the family together, you don't want to be talking about politics. You don't want to be talking about current events. You don't want to be talking about any hot button issues. Now, there's probably some people in your family where you can probably have those conversations with, whether you agree with them or disagree with them. But when you get everybody in the room like that, that's not what you want it to be. What you want it to be is centered around family, personal discussion. So it doesn't necessarily have to be what are you grateful for, but figure maybe do some thinking, before the dinner happens of like, what are some things I want to ask some different people about. But if it comes up, frankly, I'm trying to steer the conversation elsewhere as quick as I possibly
I'm trying to get out.
I'm trying to get out. Yeah.
I will just give you yeah.
The nice part about Thanksgiving is the I gotta go get a refill. Gotta go fill my plate up. Y'all need anything? That's a great Irish exit.
But what about when they're like, yeah, I do. Can you get me something? And so now you have to come back.
You gotta come back. Yeah. I will say, if you are caught in a conversation about, politics, faith, something in regards to kind of the socio-political climate that we're living in, I always find it best to talk about principles, not people. So what I mean by that is we can talk about kind of overarching ideas. So let's say we're having a conversation about, last year at our Thanksgiving table, we were talking about how in the state of Colorado where we live, there was a lot of pro-abortion bills on the ballot. There was a conversation at Thanksgiving about these things. So it's like, I find it helpful to talk about the principle of what's happening here. So the principle being, I believe that everyone has the right to life from conception till natural death. That's a great principle. Then what oftentimes happens though is people get to the level of people and they go, well, what about, this particular situation or the person on the other side of that. And that's where you start getting into some heated stuff. But if you can engage at the level of principle and not get to the level of people, it tends to remove some of the emotional volatility out of the conversation. And I always think too, humor is really helpful here. So kind of, if there's a self-deprecating joke that you can make, or just like, oh, I'm actually like, pretty dumb when it comes to this stuff. And to kind of throw some humor in there to just ease the tension. And then you can state your opinion. I find that's very helpful.
I like what you're saying. Principles, not people.
One other thing Clayton mentioned is the more you can do that in a smaller group, one to one, way better conversation. Yeah. 1 to 2, okay. 5 people round table, 6 people round table. That's when you start getting into that situation where everybody's ganging up maybe on you or not.
Yeah, I think what I would add to that is you're not changing anyone's mind at Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. This isn't no one is trying to have a conversation in good faith, if that makes sense. Like, no one's asking you these questions to be like, hey, can you explain to me this so I can have a better opinion?
Can you explain to me why in the world you would put cranberry sauce on your plate?
Gosh, there's just no explanation for that.
Right, you're not going to change Clayton's mind.
No one's mind is going to be changed by a conversation at Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Now, and I think from there you can kind of, to both of y'all's points, but like principles, not people, and just being like, hey, this is what I believe. And hey, if you want to have a more serious conversation, would love to do that. Let's follow up in a couple weeks. Because odds are you're probably not going to see them until next Thanksgiving and see how serious they are about having this conversation. Now, they take you up on it.
Right.
That's on you, but
I always find it helps when you've actually had a little bit more of a relationship with the person before the holidays. So I don't know if you guys feel this, but I have a lot of cousins where we see each other just at holidays, and it's pretty awkward.
Right.
And you jump into these conversations, just doesn't go well.
Yeah.
But even just a text every month or two of just like, hey, thinking about you, looking forward to seeing you and your husband at Thanksgiving. That makes everything a little bit easier to just kind of try to maintain some relationships with family throughout the years. And then the other thing I would say is always include your children as a great way to distract from the conversation. So like children are some of the best ways to win people over. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but like when my cousins, aunts, uncles see our kids, they just are like, kind of the walls go down and they're just so excited to see them. And it makes for a softer, gentler, more kind of lively environment. Yeah. So have kids if you're married.
If you're married, have kids. Absolutely. Awesome. Well, fellas, I think it's pretty clear that John Michael and I know how to build a good plate.
Hey, we finally agree on something in this episode.
Appreciate you.
Are we no longer villains anymore?
Well, as long as you're not picking cranberry sauce as your first overall pick. Now, we have no idea whether football is mandatory or not for Thanksgiving, whether turkey trot is something you need to do, or whether you should be eating deviled eggs before your meal. But what we do know is that we want to hear from y'all, the All In family. So please tell us which plate you think is the best. Tell us your favorite plate. What would be your plate if you were building something out? This year, we're thankful that you have liked, commented, and subscribed to the All In Show. So thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for sharing Thanksgiving with us. And thanks for being a part of the All In family. Until the next one.